In this video, I'm going to be explaining exactly how to deal with losses, especially if you've had multiple losses in a row. I know how difficult mentally it can be when you've lost 5-6 trades in a row. So I'm going to explain the process I use to bounce back from losses, what you should do, what you shouldn't do, the mistakes people make. So if you get value from it, please like, subscribe. We're a new channel and I'd appreciate that a lot. So yeah, let's get into the video. Also, if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, jshimmer1, I do some stories and I post some things about my trading and personal stuff. So if you guys want to find me outside of YouTube, jshimmer1, that's the best place to follow me. So I'd appreciate it, guys. So like I said, I know how difficult it can be if you have multiple losses in a row. So the way I personally deal with it is I look at it as an expense. So the good trades that I know, so well, number one, you have to identify, was it a good trade or a bad trade? So the way you do that is, was it part of your plan, or was it just a rogue trade that you placed because you thought, oh, we don't know why you placed it, you just placed it randomly, effectively you're gambling. If you know that you took that trade and it was part of your trading plan, it's a type of trade that you take every single day when it occurs, then you need to look at it as an expense, because no strategy ever is 100%, and even like a 60% win rate strategy still has a high percentage chance that you can lose 8 trades in a row. So you have to understand that even a 60% win rate strategy, if you win 60 times out of 100, you're still going to have a chance of losing 8 trades in a row. I know that's rare, but you know, losing 2, 3, 4 trades in a row is quite common. So the way you get around that is you have to identify, was the trade good? Was it bad? Was it a trade that you should take and it's part of your strategy, or was it bad? If it was part of your strategy and you know that you should have took that trade and it just happened to be the sequence of probability that it lost, it was part of that 40%. Well, if you win 60% of the time, it's just part of that 40% of being a loss. Then you need to look at it as an expense, because obviously trading is very easy to set up. It's quite low, or it's low cost to set up. You need a laptop, internet. Maybe you pay for some packages like charting software or whatever. But for the most part, like most businesses have quite a lot of expenses. They have rent, they have suppliers, or whatever that may be. But with trading, you don't have that. So I look at trading as a loss, the losses as an expense. So at the end of the month, if I have 10 trades, I win 6, I lose 4. Out of those 4 losses, I firstly identify, were they good trades? Were they trades that I should be taking every day of the week? Were they part of my plan? Or were they trades that I don't know why I took? Maybe I was emotional. Maybe I took the trades because I had a few losses beforehand and subconsciously I wanted to get that money back. Or maybe I've been on a winning streak and I've just been winning recently and I sort of didn't really care that about losing because I'm up so much. You know what I mean? You have to identify, was that out of emotion? And once you've established if it was a good trade or a bad trade, if it's a good trade, look at it as an expense out of just a trade that it lost. It was part of your probability. If it was a bad trade, you then need to react logically, not emotionally. So you need to sit there and think, why did I take that trade? Like I said, was it because you had a few losses and you wanted to take the next trade? Or was it that you had a lot of wins and you didn't really care so much, so you just saw it and took it? So the bad trades, when you lose, that you shouldn't have took, you need to reflect at the end of the week, preferably at the end of the week, because that way you're still not emotional, think that you've moved on from that trade. And don't make that mistake again by reflecting on it and not taking that trade, looking at what's good about it, what's bad about it, and why I shouldn't take it. And then, like I say, the trades that you should have took, that you're happy with, even if they've lost monetary wise, but they're a good trade to take, then that's just probability. There's nothing you can do about that, and look at it as an expense. That was the expense for that week. So that's what you should do. What you shouldn't do is, like I said before, react impulsively, just randomly go rogue and place a trade because you want that money back in your account after it's lost. Try not to think of negative like spirals in your mind. So don't sit there and think, oh, trading doesn't work, or I'm not good at this. You have to try and be logical and accept, okay, the losses have happened. How am I going to get this back? The only way I'm going to be able to get this back is by trading my plan exactly as I should. Because if you have a plan, it should be tried and tested, and you know that it works. One bit of advice I'd say is don't have your account balance up. Try not to look at it monetary wise, look at it as percentage. So on MetaTrader, which is how I execute my trades, I hide the bar at the bottom, so, well, the account balance at the bottom. So it just makes a little bit of a difference, because if I've lost 2% or 1% of my account, it's not as emotional, because I don't see the money leave in a way. I just know, okay, I lost 1% today, or I'm up 2% today, or whatever it may be. And don't look to change strategy because you've had a few losses. The only way you're going to get out of it is by letting your probability play out. And if you keep changing strategy after you've had a few losses, then you're going to end up having to restart that cycle all over again. Keep taking the trade. You need to give your strategy time to allow the edge to play out. So if you keep changing it when you're having a sequence of losses, you're not going to be able to get out of it very easily. And don't blame the market. Don't sit there and go, oh, it's, you have to take accountability and think, okay, what did I do well? What did I do bad? What do I need to change? And yeah, sit there and reflect. Oh, I know how difficult it can be taking losses. No one likes to lose, and let alone no one likes to lose money either. But they're the tangible steps I would say. Number one, identify if it was a good trade or a bad trade, even though it lost. Was it part of your plan? Number two, if it was a good trade, write it off as an expense. If it was a bad trade, sit there and assess, why did you take it? Was it a psychological thing, or what was the reason why you took that, even though you shouldn't have took it? Now you've reflected on it. And then number three, don't react emotionally to it. Reflect, assess, and then only take high probability setups. So preferably, even if you see a setup, look for setups that have a high chance of playing out. And yeah, another thing I would say that I've just thought about as well is the thing that helps me personally with if I take a few losses is I tend to have a high risk reward. So if I lose a couple of trades, 2 or 3 in a row, my next winner could be a 2.5 to 1 or a 3 to 1. And I know everyone trades differently, so some people trade 1 to 1 or 1 to 2 risk reward. But personally, because I have a high risk reward, if I have a couple of losses, I'm not concerned about how many 1 to 1 trades it's going to take to get the loss back. I could have a 1 to 4 or 1 to 5 or even a 1 to 2. So when my wins play out, because when I win, I'll win double or triple what I lose, it helps psychologically, because I could take 2 or 3 losses, 4 losses in a row. But I know if I have 2 wins, I'm going to be up on my account, or 3 wins in a row, I'm going to be up on my account. So knowing that you have that, and when you win substantially more than when you lose, it gives you confidence to keep executing your trade. Also, go back and backtest your strategy to make sure that it does work and that you are confident, because it can give you confidence when you look back and think, that's this month I would have made this amount, or this year, the year of 2022 or 2021, my strategy produced this return. So when you're not confident and you're down because you've had a few losses, get some confidence by backtesting and proving to yourself it does work. And yeah, they're the main steps, guys. So if you got value from this video, once again, please subscribe, share to people that you think might like this content. And yeah, comment down below what you think. I'll get back to you, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys.